tip number 1, have a trash can. How you doing, Ray?
All right.
Say hi to the people.
Hello.
Mel posted her name on that today.
Did she?
Yeah.
You like that?
I don't know.
That's a lot of work doing that.
I would think.
It's a lot. It's hard to post them. You got scores on there.
I missed it. I was on the phone with some guy. He called and says he's got a Black Knight 2000 that he's owned since brand new. Taking you on a wild goose chase tomorrow morning, Ray. There's no way this turns out well.
Well, you have an address, right?
Yes, I do. You gotta go check that out. I don't know, maybe we'll just grab breakfast somewhere. Immediately.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what it's like, I guess.
You want to hear some comments about last week? Last week's episode did pretty good.
Okay.
Had a lot of thumbs up,
Mm.
like 30 some, which is nice. Encourages me to keep doing this.
Okay, dokie.
Bobby Joe Jack.
I have to go out to the truck.
Okay, hold that
Again.
thought. Video edit.
Yeah, what did Mr. Bob say?
He says, comment. Video starts, I'm thinking, oh man, Ray, bad place to set your glasses in that seat. Somebody will sit on them.
Oh, yeah?
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Where did I put my glasses?
You set them on the chair over here,
Oh.
and then you sat on them.
Oh, yeah, well. That happens, you know.
Then I hear Hemi, shootout, all I remember, ha 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 ha. John B. Dart, very fast car, don't know him personally, very
I wouldn't figure he'd know him because he's a local guy around here.
I remember 2008 Indy shootout with the Dart 8.5 at 152. I'm thinking the fastest this year is like 8.32 or something.
I don't know. I'm not really up on that.
I doubt Matt would know anything of speed, owning a vet and all, since my V6 Stealth RT-TT shuts down about all vets and Mustangs in this area. Blah, blah, comment, blah.
Well, okay.
Ranham 335, he's the guy who wants a job here because he's got a sideways ratchet screwdriver, among other things. I think he has a poster too. Zener diode is a good idea. Didn't even think of that. At the time I was thinking the resistor was kind of a Todd work idea, but I figured the load was still far less than an incandescent bulb. The LEDs are still doing great. Hasn't caught on fire yet.
Probably won't do that. It's just a little bit of an inefficient way to do that.
Nick Pitt, I was here. CNK tube. Your wire strippers.
Yeah.
Cool shirt, Ray. I I had a 225 slant 6 with 3 on the tree. I guess I am in the Mopar Club.
It don't matter what you got, it's fine. People that are brand oriented, I don't know. That's their own choice. I don't see no reason for it. I like it all. And there are some things about everything I don't like.
What? Okay.
I'm not brand oriented, Mike. I like it all, but I don't like certain things of any brand. I have my favorites, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like Fords, Corvettes, Mopes. Not much into the I don't like any four-cylinder foreign car stuff, though. I'm not really into that.
Okay.
I can appreciate the engineering involved in like Honda's, what is it called, VTEC thing or whatever the hell it is, but not really into that. But
Well, he had a deuce and a quarter with his slant 6
okay.
and 3 on the tree.
Mm.
Something tells me that wasn't too quick. The 2 little 3-point chips on Flex LED are double diodes.
Yeah.
So 2 equals a full wave bridge and likely a cap and resistor for smoothing the DC.
See?
Since you didn't know that.
So the full-way bridge makes it not ghost, right? Is that what he's saying?
I don't know.
That's neat.
I don't know what he's saying. I just read what he said. That sounds like Greek to me. Ray never showed the dissection of a pinball. I think he said if you cut them in half, not all are the same. What about Rockwell hardness? I don't know what that is. Just throwing an idea out there. See you next week. Adjustments on coin mech? Are quarters totally different than token on a coin mech? What's the difference between the quarter mech and a token mech?
I think the diameter is close.
They look like they're the same, but they're not.
I think one reads the serrations on the edge of the coin and the other doesn't. So, because tokens don't have serrations, they're smooth. Yeah, that's hard.
I don't know.
That's hard to adjust coin mechs, man. They're like clocks, man.
Throw it out, put another one in.
No, you can adjust it. There's several adjustments on it. There's screws, there's all kinds of things to do with it, but I don't know, it only concerns coin op people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice that some home pins have the coin mechs, because they do make sounds when you put the coins in. It's kind of, depends how important it is to you, I guess. You know what I mean?
Sam Parker, Ray's Zener diode versus resistor tip was understandable and a good one.
Zener diodes.
Mark Modre, thanks for the video, guys. It was awesome, almost like a tech tip. I know flash should get thrown off a building, especially the piece of crap I started out with, but I have more time than money and probably sense. I am new to restoration, so a cheap basket case would be better to make all my mistakes on, right?
Yeah, sure. Well, that's just it, Mike. Hobby guys have time. And they come home from work and play with it. It's kind of enjoyable. If you work on this stuff all day long...
It's no longer enjoyable.
Well, no, not really.
No.
I can say it's not.
I agree.
And if people don't think so, then try it. 8 hours a day times 13 or 15 years or whatever the hell it is I've been doing it. Try it. And then you can say that. Know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's also glad I fixed Mel's part so she can make more videos.
Yeah.
Pete Bell, I rarely comment these days.
He's busy.
By the way, the black block on premium LEDs, I was led to believe this is a DC rectifier combined with a capacitor to smooth out the AC current as LEDs are DC only. I may be wrong though. Pete. Retro Classic Gaming. Will Ray ever run out of shirt of the week?
Yeah, probably. Today's shirt, I don't think I ever wore.
Okay.
Today's shirt is Spring Carlisle, which is now going to be Fall Carlisle. See it?
I can see it. I'm guessing it's on film there. Can you people see it? I'm way over here.
Anyway.
Okay, Fall Carlisle. Spring Carlisle.
Yeah, I got this up there for the hell of it.
Okay, neat. Spring Carlisle.
Yeah, Carlisle, Pennsylvania, Spring Flea Market and Car Corral.
So for those of you who don't know, which includes me, what do they have? 2 big shows that are like an open every year?
Yeah.
And then everything else is
Brand.
segmented for whatever.
Yeah, brand, yeah. And there's other big shows, you know, Hershey. I never really been to Hershey in the last bunch of years though. Hershey is probably a huge show still for car guys.
Nate Bartell, thank you for the videos. These are great. These are like Good Eats Alton Brown for pinball. I don't know what Good Eats Alton Brown is. Not just how-to videos, but how to, if and why, and everything else. Bobby Beretta says my video sounds a bit fast. One of my jukebox videos. That video.
Okay.
Frollard. Not sure what this is all about here. 1987 Williams Road Kings.
Road Kings?
Okay.
Heard of it?
Crashes frequently. I think the power supply is browning out. Whenever the crash happens, it factory resets, which is really frustrating.
Yeah, it sounds like the 5 volts is going low.
Somewhere a switch fires randomly,
It's another problem.
and 2 other switches don't reliably fire.
You know, a lot of the mistakes people make with this stuff is they think there's only one problem causing all the stuff that this is wrong with their machine. And it's not.
Yeah, Black Knight case in point. I got to chase 10 more
In
problems.
fact, one problem can actually have, well, one symptom can have more than one problem, you know. A switch problem, that could have several things wrong. You know, you gotta have patience, you can't give up trying to find something because it's not gonna be the first thing you get, I guarantee you that.
It's kept used, worked on in a dusty warehouse. Mac? I'm not sure what that word is. So all the contacts get grimy constantly. Tempted to retrofit a positive air pressure fan with incoming filter to pressurize the machine and keep the muck out.
Neat.
Know about that. You guys taught me a lot about jet bumpers and keeping them clean. Clean equals happy jet bumper. Yeah,
Okay.
clean is nice. Clean pins work better, right?
Well, I'm doing this flipper rebuild just to get rid of old stuff.
Dirt, grimy crap.
Plate, fine, it's
Tell
just
me
old
what
stuff.
you're doing in there. What are we doing this? What's this tech tip? How to do a flipper rebuild again?
No, we don't need to cover that.
That was number 4. That game plays okay, Ray. It's just, I guess in this case, it's a matter of the pin is so nice, and it is going to be expensive, and I don't want to lift the hood and have somebody see mix and match.
Half used and mixed and matched.
Yeah,
That's
mix
a
and
good
match
word,
on
mixed and
flipper,
matched. Yeah.
Other than that, it probably wasn't. Are you seeing anywhere there? It's probably just dirty. And
No, I'm not.
Jeff 4130, I'm having issues with my Black Knight drop targets. If I flip them with my fingers, they drop every time.
Mm-hmm.
But during gameplay, if the ball hits the targets too hard, the target doesn't drop.
Yeah.
I've torn down all the target units, cleaned with 91% isopropyl alcohol,
Right.
right? Sprayed down with Pledge and then wiped everything down to be spotless. No change. Then I went back and took all the coil springs, cut off 4 or 5 coils and redressed them. When finger flip testing them, as Ray was doing in this video, they will drop 100% of the time with a nice click report, very smooth. But during gameplay, a ball hit too hard, the targets don't drop. It's like they bounce back and latch before the coil spring can pull them down.
Yeah, I agree.
Any suggestions, please? Oh, by the way, keep showing the Todd work. Makes me feel better about my own work on my pins. I'm confused, but at least I'm not doing sloppy work.
Were you looking for an E-ring in this thing? I found it.
Yeah,
Here.
okay. Set it aside. It goes on the upper playfield thing at the end.
Okay. Yeah, well, Williams targets have that tendency. And there's a lot of different things to do to make it less, but I don't think you'd ever give it away.
Well, we were talking about this guy's comment the other day.
Yeah.
And it's similar to the jukebox being off by 1.61%.
Yeah.
It's not a precision instrument, and when they design that thing, especially on the upper playfield, the lower playfield's just as bad, really. The two sets of targets that are directly facing flippers are too close to the flippers. So if you've got a freshly dialed in, tuned up machine with strong flippers, it's hitting them too hard. They're not designed for that. Right?
I agree.
I found it on this one here after we redid the targets. They work better. Because removing all that goofy mix and match fucked up shit, they work better. But still, on the tops,
Yeah, I agree. It's a hard go.
I do have some thoughts about it though, right? I do.
Well, go ahead. What is it?
Remember I used to do this with them stupid ass sterns that we had, them old sterns,
Right.
where I'd be in there with a razor blade and I was shaving the shelf that they sat on.
Yeah, because they were really bad.
Because they were doing the same thing. It was unbearable. They wouldn't go down.
They were really bad. These aren't that bad.
So I don't know. There's a few options there, right?
Okay. Tell the peeps.
And none of these. I suggest a total of none of these. I really do. This also reminds me of the newer sterns, where they still haven't fixed the drop target situation, Ray, where they won't stay up. Remember the Hawk would just keep firing because it wouldn't.
Yeah, they fall down.
Yeah, they fall down, and the service bulletin is as old as Monopoly.
Yeah.
Where you have to go in there and you have to shim the shelf that they sit on so that it gives it a bigger shelf. So I propose, Ray, that if you're really Mr. Handy, that you could take this shelf on the drop target
Right.
and remove material and make it a smaller shelf,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But if you go too far, there's no going back. You're gonna have to, I don't know, call me and I'll send you a bag full of drop targets, and you can, I don't know, shave 5 thousandths off it, put it all back together and try it out, see if it's any better.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
So you can shave the drop target. Ray, I've done it before. I was doing it with those sterns. Because I don't think you can
What do you shave it with?
I don't know.
Razor blade? File?
I never tried it with these, Ray. I don't know.
Oh.
I was using an X-Acto knife on the sterns.
Okay, that's what I wondered.
On these, I wouldn't go after this with an X-Acto knife. This,
It's hard.
well, you gotta see
Yeah.
how it sits. You can't shave the shelf. There's nothing you can do to the shelf because it sits up against the shelf.
Right.
So that would be your only option. Would be to take. I'd probably use a sander.
Well, I can tell people one thing. Don't stretch that spring because that hardly makes it any better. You'd think stretching this spring would make it pull down faster when it leaves the shelf, but it
doesn't.
hardly doesn't.
No, it just makes
You
it unreliable.
think so?
It makes it unreliable.
Yeah, it makes it unreliable. Yeah, you can't really do that. It don't. That's not going to do it.
So here's my proposal: I would use a sander, probably not a belt sander because it would rip it too fast. I would use something delicate.
Take that shelf not in half, but maybe just quarter.
I'd take off 5/1000ths, just
Okay.
just a little bit. Reinstall it, see if it's any better. You know if you've gone too far because your target won't stay up, and then you're sunk.
Oh boy. I hear you.
So there. Haven't tried it. That's just my theory, Ray. Well, I did try it because I was doing that with those old Sterns, and it worked.
Okay.
So I don't know. I ain't doing it to this one, that's for sure. But hey, listen, if it's your game and you can do what you want, you want to try to dial it in so that the drop targets work better, have at it. All power to you. I like spending the extra time trying to get these things to play the way they're supposed to, right? Lining up orbits and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. I like that idea.
Doing the mod that I do with the inlanes, stuff like that. That makes a difference in the way the pin plays.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. That's a tech tip, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was a suggestion. It was just a hypothesis.
It goes beyond repair, what you're suggesting.
Yeah. Well, that's not unusual, Ray. I mean, when you tear these games all the way down and put them back together, often you find little spots where you can make improvements over what the factory did in the build.
Well, especially if you're a player, because you understand more of what's going on. The ball hop thing is the main thing that can be done by most people. It can be difficult to do, though.
Yeah.
But that's always objectionable down at the flippers, you know?
Yeah.
But the orbit thing, that's an advanced tune because you got to tear stuff apart sometimes to do it.
I pick and choose my battles there. I spent probably an hour and a half on that demo man situation where it was just kind of rattling around. It wasn't coming all the way around the flipper the way it was supposed to consistently.
Right.
You could spend hours and hours fooling with shit like that.
This looks like an original coil in the game.
Okay. Well, good riddance.
It's in good health. The sleeve is.
Robert 9. I don't know who he is, but his first comment. So he hasn't been. I don't know. I don't think I've heard from him before. Why don't you guys pick a pin to restore from start to finish and do a series on it? There's tons of tech tips in all the videos. Then sell, auction, or give away the pin.
Okay, Mike. What is your thought?
I was waiting for you to say something.
No, I'm waiting. Go ahead. I'm doing this work.
Okay. Well, there was the taxi. That was the start to finish. We never got to finish. So this is already happening. Just go back and see the taxi, and whenever we get back to it, we'll pick it up.
Yeah, I got to get on that like so many other things. Michael?
The problem is that you can't film every time you're working on the pin, and when you're working on the pin, you can't film the whole time either, or it'll be just a bunch of dead dumping.
Yeah.
And we're not doing any more restorations from start to finish.
No. We have enough to finish, and I'm just not interested in the time it takes anymore. I'm going to be doing better things with my time.
Yes.
No, really. Okay? I don't have enough time in my life to continue to do that like we did. We were doing 30 a year. Hell, we had 30 or 40 machines going on constantly at Felix's. And they'd come back and we'd get them done. I mean, think about it. You don't think it was that many? Take a check on that.
I know it was a lot.
You go back to the Chad's Ford days.
I'm burned out from it. But thanks for the comment. I mean, it's a nice idea. I'll tell you what. Why don't you send us $100,000 and we'll make that happen. That'll cover it, right? That'll pull us off the road for a little while, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We'll drop everything and we'll make that video series. We need a sponsor, man. All these other TV shows and movies and shit, they have a budget, right?
Yeah.
We don't. We have a low budget.
Well, you know, that's a good point. Because I watch some of these reality shows and there's a new one on every week.
Or whatever it is, they have a budget.
I remember when they first came out with the reality TV, they only had like 4 or 5 shows maybe. Now I think there's 40 or more. And every time you turn around there's a new one. It's overdone. But you're right, they have, they have
Sponsors and a
Yeah.
budget.
Yeah, and they have people, more than 2. Reality shows, you're not, you need people, you need participants.
yeah.
Yeah, you need more than
Producers and executives
4 or 5
and all-
people.
Well, and the people you're seeing aren't the people that are making the show either.
Right.
There's more people.
You know, like Pawn Stars and American Pickers, there's 4 or 5 people in them series each. Pawn Stars, there's more than that. But American Pickers, there's usually 4 or 5 players in it. There's, you know, the lady or 2 that they have as secretaries. There's 2 guys that drive around, and then there's his brother. So you can't do it with just 2 people. You need, you know what I mean? You can't get a reality show with just 2 people. It has
How
to
do we
be.
get the reality show? This guy just wants a tech series.
Well, that's why you need a reality show to do that. We can't afford to do that.
No, we can't.
No.
That's the answer. Is we can't.
Well, there you go.
Like when he ends with "give away the pin," that's like the kick in the teeth. We can't afford to do that. We can't afford to do fucking shit, right? I can't afford to take a day off. Are you kidding me?
No, this is not. We are not independently wealthy, and we play with this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's what it would take to do something like that.
Yeah, I would. I'm telling you, for $100,000, I'd drop everything and make it. We could do that. If we even include driving whatever it is down to Felix to paint, all that stuff. Yeah, send money. Nice comment, though. I mean, it's a positive comment. He was trying to.
Give you an idea.
Yeah, he was just trying to be nice. I dig it. Do you think I answered him politely enough? Can't
Okay.
do it.
Sure.
Silverball 84. I thought I was the only one that noticed car sound effects in movies. VW starter on a 454.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? You can tell the quality of a movie by that. I mean, as detailed as they are with the special effects and all the other, the writing, the directing, and all that producing, and they leave something basic like even good movies, even A-list movies, if you want to call them that, and they leave that out. What the hell kind of detail is that? That's ridiculous. That pisses me off when I see it. Really.
Foxhound 30K. I appreciate the tech tip, parts playfield, and the hidden tech tip, clean your machine. The way someone left Demo Man before GRC should have made the verbal morality statute tip the Richter scale. Thanks to Ray, Black Knight just got more gorgeous. I don't know what you did to Black Knight, Ray, to make it look gorgeous. You haven't done anything to that to make it look. You haven't worked on that.
I watched you work on it. I like watching Mike work.
MAT sounds 0.016% more excited about York than the last episode. Maybe a police force awaits York. No, I'm not looking for a police force, right? I had one. I don't want that anymore.
Okay.
I need a bad cat. So I can finish redesigning the trash can shop.
Kids. That's funny, Pin.
For the record, I will be buying nothing at York, right? Because we're going to be broke. If we buy this pin tomorrow, that's really end of the line, and I don't know where we spend the money we don't have. Send money, people, please. please. That ends the comments for the week. At least the YouTube ones. "23 people liked your little video from last night,
Oh, yeah?
including Daniel Bradford, who said, 'Ray is fantastic. I would follow him into war.'"
Really?
Yeah, man.
It's interesting.
PBR said something, but I can't find it now. Oh. "Just another day, a day of super awesomeness. Thanks for taking the time to say hello and thanks back to us, blah, blah, blah. And no, I have not got the space mission or Hee-Haw 100% working yet. I will get it done though, even if the space mission keeps piling on the gremlins in the machine. It at least will fire the out-hole kicker some of the time, but still have the out-hole problem where I have to press the advanced bonus stuff to get the ball to kick into the shooter lane, and I have no clue what's going on with that." PBR.
Yeah, EMs, they can be layered with a lot of problems. They are different animals.
What else can I tell you, Ray? Mel was here today. We went out to breakfast and she played some pinball.
Okay,
She wasn't feeling great.
okay.
I put a bunch of more shit on eBay from that jukebox box you brought me.
Yeah,
Box.
handy parts, some of them are
Box,
new,
no,
some of them are NOS.
I think the problem is that there's no reference out there to the part numbers that I had, and I don't know what they are or what they fit. So I put the part numbers on there and described it the best I could, but I don't think anybody's, you know, if you're looking for something, you gotta be able to find it.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what the part number is, you're not gonna find that.
Yep, I agree.
Like when I Google the part number and Google doesn't know what it is, it's not out there, and people don't know what it is. And it probably is not gonna be in the service manual either, like the part number to the wiring harness or whatever.
Yeah, that would be in some kind of manufacturer
Yeah,
list,
nobody's gonna find this shit.
build list.
But I don't know, we see, some of that NOS jukebox stuff has sold. Those little switches for the
People
arm.
that, I guess, work on it a lot will recognize physically what the picture is, because you take good pictures, so they'll see the angles of what they, you know.
I put it on there cheap figuring, you know, if somebody sees it and wants it, it'll go, but nonetheless, I processed that big box of shit you brought me. I fixed the marquee there, right? You see it's over your right shoulder on this wall.
Yeah. Neat. It's neat.
That's current events, Ray. I don't know what else to talk about. I'm tired. It's been another long day.
I was working on gangbusters.
Okay, how's that coming?
I have one problem. It could be a sensor, but it looks like somebody put a new one in, so it could be wiring, it could be something on the board that controls the opto, I don't know. The one photo opto cell on the direction of the car going left, going right. When the car goes right, that side of the car, that opto don't work right. But everything else works. I had a terrible time finishing that. I had to take all the gearboxes apart. Yeah. I was told the thing worked. I was told, you don't need to do anything with it. I just need to paint it, just the gun and the car.
Oh my God.
So I feel some way about that.
It's gonna be on the bill.
Yeah.
Sounds like this.
Yeah. And this wasn't stuff that happened in the paint shop.
No.
This was done before it went there. It was pre-existing. Yeah. So I just shut up and I plowed through it.
Okay.
So
Well, you had a hard go with those other ones. Those other gangbusters were a hard go.
yeah, they're kind of hard to do because they have all them optos, and I don't know if anybody ever really thought about it, but you can't work on them in the light. You got to work on them in the dark because you can't test the game because the optos go off in ambient light.
Yeah.
You got to have a little flashlight, and you got to work on it in the dark. You can do the mechanical stuff,
yeah.
like the gearboxes and physical stuff, like wrong hardware. But when it comes to testing the game, you have to work on it in the dark. And a lot of times you don't want to shut it off. You want to try to see what's wrong before, you know. It's hard to work on them things. But that should be ready to come in here.
Well,
soon.
kudos to you, Ray, because anybody else would say that target doesn't work. Who gives a fuck?
Oh, yeah, no. But that's what I worked on most of the day. It was a washout rain-wise. I ran out and I did some post office mailing. I finally got around to mailing my monitor chassis to Chad
Okay.
because they're pending for a while now. So I think that's about all I was doing at home. Like that thing hogged my day up.
What'd you watch last night?
What, movie-wise?
Yeah.
Well, let me think. Well, I watched Encore. What the heck was it? Die Hard with a Vengeance.
That's not very interesting.
I've seen it so many times.
Okay. I watched The Warriors was on.
Did you? Neat.
There's this one scene where a couple of them go into this, I guess it's a girl gang, the Lizzies,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they got this jukebox playing. The scene starts out with a jukebox
Yeah,
playing.
yeah.
What a stupid movie.
What kind of jukebox was it?
I don't know, but it brought it picked the record up and brought it spinning up, brought the table up to the,
Oh, well, that's an old Wurlitzer.
brought the table up to the,
Wurlitzer and Rockola did that, but that's old. That's 20s.
what? No.
That's 20s, man.
I don't know, research department.
Yeah, do that. That's 20s.
And then there was a scene, right before they went into the bathroom at the in the subway, where there was a pinball machine and a gun game in the subway, like out in front of the bathrooms. A pinball machine and a gun game. I couldn't identify either of them. They went by too fast.
I need to talk to you. See that dude over there with the skates? Over there. He's after you. And he's got some guys with him.
I know they're on my ass. But now they know I know it.
Wait a minute. I can't go in there. That's a men's room.
Are you kidding?
Cameos of coin-op equipment.
Yes, that's what it was.
Isn't that jolly?
Look at that.
Jolly,
So I watched that for a while. That was kind of fun.
Okay.
So stupid. Wow, maybe that is an old Wurlitzer, right?
Everything back in the 20s did that. The platter spun up to the tune arm. The tune arm.
Can you see that from over there?
No. Neat.
You see it?
Yeah, check that out. Yeah, that's a Wurlitzer. That is a Wurlitzer 1016, I think.
Okay, well they're way over there, they didn't get to see it. But I'll probably place it in there. There's this one spot where he cracks this girl over the head with the chair. What a stupid movie.
It's entertaining, come on. Don't be a critic like them dudes.
What year is that?
70 something, 80, 70, 80, late 70s or early 80s. Late 70s? I don't know.
Dig it.
Yeah. Was
You
it
go
late
back
70s?
down there?
Late 70s, really?
We got 3 minutes of film left.
Alright, well then wrap it up. What are you going to film?
That wasn't very exciting. I'm going to film you sitting here finishing this Indy because I don't think it needs anything else. I think it's done, right?
Well, there you have it.
No, you're not done yet. You still got to solder that thing in there. Right?
And put the flipper bats on. You can set the angle of the flipper.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, well, sorry we didn't have anything terribly exciting prepared for this week. Thanks for wearing your shirt. I wasn't even sure you were coming down tonight. I thought,
Yeah, I was, but
he's thinking, we're going out tomorrow morning first thing.
it's just,
We can just film
I
then.
just couldn't get away this afternoon because I was trying to get that game done. I sort of need room now
Hmm.
because I moved a car into the garage now.
Neat.
So now I got 3 more games in, in the garage now.
Oh. What?
Huh?
Oh no.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah. No.
There was 5, now there's 8.
Oh fuck.
So I'm crowded.
Okay.
So if I get Gangbusters done and down here, then I can start on Wild Kingdom and then that jukebox. I want to finalize that project.
Okay.
So if anybody needs parts for an ES6, stay tuned. We're going to have
What's an ES6?
that.
Oh, this thing over here?
Last,
There's another one back there. It's behind the eBay. The eBay store grew again, right? We're over 300 listings now.
yeah.
I can't even get to that one. It works great
Two
though.
ES6s. These are Cosmic Burst. The only thing different, they made 2 titles for this CD box. This was the last NSM. They went to internet. They made the Victorian glass and a Cosmic Burst. Same box, ES6 box.
Okay.
They're well, they sound good. They're well made
Okay.
for the most part for a CD box. They're not popular with homeowners because you got to hang it on the wall. They're not into that. They want something you can
Roll
know,
around.
Yeah, they don't want to have to do that. Plus, then you have to mount speakers somewhere. But
Yes.
these are discreet. You know, they're not big as.
But you
Roar.
still encounter these. You get service calls. You've
Yeah, I
had
know.
service calls
oh, yeah.
on these.
Several of them this year. Well,
So.
they're starting to find their way into people's homes because they're being pulled off routes.
Oh yeah.
You know, they hold 100 CDs, and the amplifiers, they sound great.
But what we're going to have is working parts.
Yes.
Tested working part. Now this whole box here this box is turnkey and ready.
I made this because you advertise that for sale, and we can't pull that off the wall. This will be the one.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll have parts. We'll have keyboards, displays,
all that.
pages. We'll have amps. We'll have power supplies.
0
We'll have all
minutes.
the
That's
work.
really boring.
I'm just
These
telling
people
you.
don't want to hear about
It's a
jukeboxes.
Parts pre.
Put that in the dumpster.
We did put some in the dumpster.
All right, Ray.
You
Well,
like jukeboxes. You always say you don't. You like playing them. You were fascinated when I brought that thing. Look at that.
it's out of time, Ray. Say goodbye. Thank everybody. You got any shout outs this week?
Shout outs?
Ray doesn't remember anybody this week. He's short on sleep.
Shout out to Joel.
I don't know who Joel is.
Pinball Joel.